Justin Verlander and Kenley Jansen have joined pretty exclusive clubs over the last few days, and we wanted to bring it to your attention. Let's start with Justin Verlander. With his win over the Reds in a Mets uniform, he has now beaten all 30 Major League Baseball teams in his career.
That's really
He's the 20. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, so he's the 21st player to do so. It's just crazy to me that either he has never played the Reds, which I guess kind of works out, interleague play. He's been in the American League the rest of his entire career.
Yeah.
And so the chances of him playing the Reds was slim, despite the fact that his team probably played them. But this might have been the first time. I'm going to check and see if this is the first time he's ever pitched against the Reds, actually.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and list all of the remaining 20 on that list because I think it's interesting. And let us know how you feel about these players, okay? Vincent Padilla did it in 2010. Garrett Cole did it in 2021. Let's just go down chronologically. Garrett Cole, 2021. Zach Greinke in 2019. Big Sexy Bartolo Colon himself did it in 2017. Man, I miss that guy. Max Scherzer. Mad Max did it in 2016. John Lackey did it in 2016. Tim Hudson, 2015. Kyle Losey did it in 2015. Dan Herron, 2013. AJ Burnett, 2012. Derek Lowe, 2012. I already mentioned Vincent Padilla, but he did it in 2010. Javier Vasquez did it in 2010. Barry Zito, 2010. Randy Johnson did it in 2009. Jamie Moyer, 2008. Woody Williams, 2006. Kurt Schilling, 2004. Terry Mulholland, 2004. Kevin Brown, 2004. And Al Leiter, 2002. That's as far back as this statistic goes. That's interesting.
That really is. And, I mean, think about it. There's only been 30 teams in the league since 98.
Yeah.
And then even before that, though, guys didn't have much of a chance to beat the other 14, 13, however many were in the league at the time that they played in without interleague play because of interleague play, right? Or no interleague play, I guess would be the way. But anyway, yeah. So it's going to be a really small group because they haven't had a whole lot of time to do it, despite guys moving over leagues and everything. I don't know. It's crazy though. It's really
pretty cool. I think it's a fun statistic. Did you figure out that thing about him playing the Rays ever before?
No, I didn't find it. I'd have to do a deeper dive. Baseball Reference works very slow when we're doing this. So
yeah, no doubt. Well, let's move on to Kenley Jansen because he joins an even more elite and an even more exclusive group. He is now the number 7 all-time saves leader in Major League Baseball history. That's incredible. And he's done it across 780 and 2/3 innings pitched. That's it. And that puts him in number 7 spot. He is one of 2 active players in the top 10 right now. The next guy is Aroldis Chapman. And Craig Kimbrell's number 8. I should make that clear. Craig Kimbrell's number 8 with 397 saves. So he'll creep up on that. And Craig Kimbrell has reached 397 in only 702 innings, 702 and 1/3 innings. So he's done
like exclusive usage with Kimbrell. Like Kenley Jansen was pulled out of the closer role there for a little while because I think health issues and he just wasn't playing well. It was another part of it. Yeah. So I think that's some of it there. But Kimbrell has been so steady as a closer for so long. Yeah. He's going to get those saves. He was rarely, if ever, pulled out of that position. But like Mariano Rivera has 652 over just a shade under 1,300 because he wasn't always a closer. And I know he didn't pitch very many innings as a reliever. I get it. But at the same time, though, like I don't think it necessarily means a whole lot when a guy is like gets there and smaller and shorter innings than somebody else. And I think a lot of it just has to do with usage and the path of their career, stuff like that.
You don't think it's interesting or relevant that?
I mean, it is interesting. Faster. So Kenley Jansen, if you think about it this way, he mostly comes out and pitches 1 inning at a time, right?
Right.
He doesn't have 380 blown saves.
Right.
right? Like that's
Yeah,
the thing, like that, because that would be the one way. It's like, oh well, then Mario and Rivera's got like 600 blown saves when
sure,
that's not the case. So
right.
no, I guess so. I shouldn't poo-poo it. It is interesting. It is really cool that it only took him 780 innings to get there. But
Yeah,
I don't think it's indicative of anything about his career other than the fact that maybe he was just nails as a closer for as long as he was.
yeah. Well, and
That
it has a lot to do with
his role.
well, and saves also have a lot to do with the guy pitching before you and run production on the offensive side, and lots of different things. Like if a reliever comes in and is able to record the last 9 outs, then he'll get the save, even though he's a more long reliever than these guys that come in to get short relief opportunities. Pitchers who go 5 innings, 5.5 innings, let's say, and tie. It's tied at the time that they're pulled, and they don't have an opportunity for a win or a loss. So there's all kinds of different factors that go into these statistics, and you're right, Brad. It's way more nuanced than this, but he does join this crowd. Let's list him. Mariano Rivera is the number one with 652 saves over his career. Trevor Hoffman has 601. Lee Smith 478. Francisco Rodriguez 437. John Franco 424. Billy Wagner 422, and then we're at Kenley Jansen at 400. That's
okay.
the list.
I got one for you here, Brig. So he has 400 saves, 43 wins.
Oh,
as a pitcher,
yeah.
and just 28 losses as a pitcher. I cannot find. I don't see the Baseball Reference has on here blown saves. I don't see a stat for that specifically. But I mean, I would assume that those 28 losses, many of those were. I mean, I'm sure that every single one of those was a blown save to some degree, right?
Probably. Mm-hmm.
But then I know he's got others. But at the same time, though, to think 43 wins on top of 400 wins, that to me is like, that's next level.
Yeah.
Because then you do get to chuck into those innings as like, okay, that's like almost 450 innings of him being ice cold.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. So this season, Kenley Jansen has 9 saves already this season. That's third most in the majors in 2023. He's got a .77 ERA. Like we talked about on Tuesday on the big show, that's a little squishy in May, but I feel like this is also trending in a more solid direction than most relief pitcher stats in May. So that's interesting. He's got 17 strikeouts, only 3 walks. That's one of the big ones for me. He's issued only 3 walks over 11 2/3 innings of relief. Okay, so that's the kicker.
Really good.
That's really good. Yeah. And that'll kill you otherwise.